time is short. I could tell you what happened, how we got to the secret fighting island. We got there on a cruise ship. Okay, on 6 minute here, a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port to the fighting island ship. Okay, first mate was a mighty sailor man, the skipper brave and sure, and Blanca had 4 arms, or am I thinking of the other guy? He was so ripped up and kinda hot, but he had some teeth. They would have chewed you up and spit you out and threw you underneath, and threw you underneath. There was Prosecco everywhere because it was an all inclusive resort, and we knew that we were at the island of last resort. Wait a minute, it's the same word but two different meanings. Okay, so we had to get to the secret fighting island. Time is short, okay? We had to get to the secret fighting island, okay? We had to get to the secret fighting island, and we got there on the Carnival Cruise Lines, okay? So, where are you guys going? We're not going to a secret fighting island. Where are you going? Oh, we're on our honeymoon. Oh, that's nice. Where are you guys going? Not to the secret fighting island. But we stopped saying that because people were starting to get suspicious that we were going to the secret fighting island. I had no choice. I had to avenge my brother's death, okay? I had to avenge my brother's death, so I had to go to the secret fighting island with my mediocre sword skills and magic skills and see what I could do. Because otherwise I'd be just sitting at home in the trailer doing nothing. Okay? So, we got to do it. And I made a lot of friends. Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Raiden, okay, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, the other one, a bunch of new ones I don't remember. Okay? Sonya, okay? So we all kind of, okay, it was, we were friends, but then we were enemies at the same time. So sharing a meal, it became very important, and then not sharing a meal also became important, and also learning their strengths and weaknesses became important, but then also you felt like a piece of shit because you knew you would be using it against them at some point. Uh, but Johnny Cage was going through a bad breakup. And Sonya had a partner situation that we were all like, Sonya, you got to get out of this, man. It's not good for you. Okay, it's tough to give advice to friends when they're in difficult relationships, because oftentimes like they're not going to take the advice. I mean, I never took the advice. I never took the advice because I'd always be like, well, how dare you? Where are you then? Where are you then? And are you taking me out for beers? No, you're just going to complain or send me a 250-word essay in an email? Well, you know what? That's not good enough for me. Well, maybe I should have said to myself, that is good enough for me, okay? Because someone took the time to care, okay? So yeah, we were walking around with bottles of prosecco, and I was sizing up my competition and realizing I was going to get my ass kicked. So that's how we got to the secret fighting island, is on the Carnival Cruise Lines. Okay, be careful when you're on your honeymoon because you don't want to get sucked into a secret fighting island by accident. Blanca kept eating all the fruit. That's the problem about when your cruise line gets mixed up with the Secret Fighting Island, Mortal Kombat Secret Fighting Island line. Okay? We didn't know how to do it because the DEA stopped the boat. Okay? And we all needed to get to the Secret Fighting Island for reasons all of our own. Okay? Everyone had their own different reasons for wanting to win the Secret Fighting Island tournament. Okay? I had to avenge my brother's death. Okay? Blanca needed more green juice. Okay? Sonya Blade, needed to kill her boss. Like a lot of violence, a lot of violence. The thing is that the Secret Fighting Island doesn't teach you is that fighting begets more fighting. Okay, so let's say I won the Secret Fighting tournament, which I did not. Okay, I survived it, but this is how I did it. Okay, so Blanca was eating everybody's fruit. I was the funny guy. Okay, I was telling jokes and ripping ass, as it were, and there was everyone thought, okay, the underdog. Okay, I said, no, I'm like the referee. I'm like the ring guy, okay? I'm like the ring guy. I come out like Jimmy the Anvil Neidhart. No, Jimmy the Mouth of the South. I like Jimmy, the Mouth of the South. You know the guy. Okay. So anyway, that was going to be my job. No one was going to touch me. Otherwise, I would have never got on the boat. I would have never got on a secret island fighting boat. Okay. You said, well, why didn't you go for your honeymoon? Well, we went to Vegas for our honeymoon. Okay? Now, there's secret fighting tournaments in Las Vegas as well, but we never got mixed up. Well, my wife got mixed up in that one, and she ended up winning, but which paid for the whole trip. So that was really great. Okay, so I guess the lesson of violence begets violence. Okay, it's getting lost in the story, because some decent stuff happened. I mean, i.e., we survived and got our trip paid for. So then we went after she won the secret fighting Las Vegas tournament. We went and got crazy shakes. So, okay. But this is the boat I'm talking about. Blanca was eating everyone's fruit. I'm ripping ass, okay? Telling jokes, okay? I'm the ring guy, okay? We get there, and the island looks like a giant ass. I was gonna say skull, but I guess that's what it. So anyway, uh, truly, okay, the middle of nowhere, okay. The furthest point of a distance between two lines is the hypotenuse of the circle. That's where we were, okay, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, okay. Furthest away from land anyone could ever be, okay. Magic's cloaked the island in secrecy, okay. So this is how we all got on without Carnival Cruise Lines knowing, is that, well, they didn't. They ended up letting everyone out. What happened was, in the middle of the night, we were supposed to hop off the boat onto, steal one of the lifeboats, and like row your boat gently down the stream and down to the secret fighting island. Okay? And we could see all the other like jet planes and magic dragons and stuff coming to the secret fighting island. We had to go on the Carnival Cruise Line. Okay, so what happened though is, well, the discotheque was open all night. Okay, so they saw us. I don't know why we thought we would ever be able to sneak off a Carnival Cruise Line in the middle of the night, because there's always someone awake. So the boat stopped and emptied out all those tourists onto the secret fighting island, and then the secret fighting island, well, it wasn't so secret anymore, except that now all those people were in danger. Because now even though they didn't know technically how to get there, okay, they were there. And someone could grab them maybe when they got home and use that knowledge and suck it out of their brain, and then try locality to the hypotenuse and find the island. So I entered the tournament because someone had to win, take over the entire criminal enterprise and make sure none of those people got hurt. It was our idea anyway. I mean, it wasn't our idea to take the Carnival Cruise Line. Our ship sank, okay? They didn't ever want us to get there, onto Anus Island. But we did. Okay, so I ducked. Push my head. Okay, what happened was there was a giant virus. This is where my head came in, because it turns out you could use my head as a key. So they're like, wait, don't finish him. And I was like, you can finish me. That's okay. I wouldn't mind if someone finished me. Okay? That dude with 4 arms, he could finish me if he wanted to. Okay? But then they're like, no, we got to open the secret box, and his head is the key. And I was like, huh. But to see, there was another Silverhead there. There was people like with silver heads and spikes on their heads, and they were all different patterns of spikes. And I had the 3 spikes, and some people had 5 spikes. Some people had a ring of spikes. Some people had a triangular of spikes. Okay, this is Secret Fighting Island. So I take a hit. Okay, I keep getting hit. And now, if there's something I know, it's also acid attack. You see, so I was up against acid attack man, and acid attack man sprayed acid at me. But he didn't count on me being in a dragon's tummy before, so I was I was used to it. So boom, boom, I gave him an uppercut, and I was like, I've never punched anyone before in my life, and it hurt my hand, because what I did is I did the classic rookie mistake of tucking in my thumb. So I hurt my thumb at Secret Fighting Island tournament. Okay? But everyone laughed, and he in disgrace. So I bowed my head, and I said I was sorry. And I said, can he give you a hug? And he's like, no. And he left the ring in disgrace. I was eaten by an eel. He would have rather been eaten by an eel than be beaten by me. I was like, isn't anyone going to finish me off? I think that was the tagline of the whole island fighting tournament and isn't anyone going to finish me off? So then my next opponent was Sonya Blade, which was too bad because we had gotten to know each other on the boat. But one of us was going to walk away, and the other one was not going to walk away. The other one was going to lay prone on the ground, on the stone tablet ground, okay, that moved like this, and had spikes coming out of it, okay. Dun, 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 dun. So what happened was I fell down immediately. I got spikes in my back, and then it went like this. So I was hanging from my flesh, okay? I was hanging from my flesh, and I whipped backwards, okay? And Sonya Blade, okay, she punched me, but she punched my spikes, okay? And she hurt her hand. So there I was, still helpless. And then when the platform was coming like this, she was going to be in perfect position to kick me in the nuts. I was in big trouble, and she did it too. She popped a nut out of me. That didn't tickle, man. So I was getting my ass kicked on Secret Fighting Island, and I had to figure out a way out of it. Okay, I had to figure out a way out of it. It wasn't looking good. Solution has to do with eating too much papaya. There's so much fruit on that boat, you won't believe it. It's just all fruit. Yes, my screams brought the tourists, and they all found the secret fighting tournament arena. Johnny Cage started selling T-shirts. And then Sonya Blade was like, "How am I gonna solve? How am I gonna get out of here?" And I was like, "Well, how am I gonna avenge my brother's death?" By ruining the Secret Fighting Island tournament forever. By turning it into a tourist trap. Okay? Now it gets many visitors a year. It gets so many visitors a year. It's like Alcatraz. Now people take tours of Secret Fighting Island. Okay? And Christopher Lambert's super pissed at me. Raiden. Okay? But if you mess with me, you get a boatload of tourists. And that's a promise. T-shirts. Keychains. Snow globes. Pennants. Stuffies. Have you collected them all? Johnny Cage, okay? Kano, okay? Scorpion, okay? Liu Kang, okay? Sonya, okay? Uh, there's a bunch of other new ones. I gotta learn them for the next product line rollout for 2025. That's what happened to me on Secret Fighting Island. Tourists from the boat came. Johnny Cage started selling T-shirts. The magic of the island must have made it so like Ron M. Okay, a T-shirt for everyone. Ron M. Mr. John Sub, Grimace, Shamrock Shake Grimace. Okay, Grimace came to my rescue. Okay, and got 2 of his arms chopped off. He used to have 4 arms, and then now that's why he only has 2. And then so, okay, if you cauterize the stumps in the magic volcano, I got one of the arms. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then, so the Magic Fighting Island, the tournament was ruined forever. Now they have like tourists can enter it, but it's all choreographed now. And try get a hotel on that Secret Fighting Island, well, forget it. Okay, I mean it's best to go Airbnb. Scorpion, as we said, has a place that she rents out, and there are a lot of bugs. It's a decorating choice. But funnily enough, she's vegan, which scorpions eat bugs, but she only resembles a scorpion in like in an avatar sense. No, that would mean that she'd also eat bugs. What am I trying to say? Like her theme is scorpion, But like, if my theme is Halloween, that doesn't mean all I eat is those little molasses candies. I still have a well balanced meal. So she's a scorpion in theme, but not a scorpion in practice. I.e., she doesn't sting with her butt. Okay, she's got like those hands. She has stinger with her hands in her. She's got a finishing move with her teeth that will puncture your neck. That's more like a vampire. But anyway, the point is, for you protein enthusiasts, you think there's a lot of bugs in her place. You could have cricket powder, but she's a vegan. She doesn't eat crickets because it's a living thing, even though it's a bug. Okay, so finding a place to stay on Magic Fighting Island is tough, and I would Airbnb it. Except, right, we're boycotting Airbnb. I'm gonna have to start my own house share service. But that means I'm going to have to live on Secret Fighting Island at least 6 months of the year. How am I going to keep my job at the bibliothèque? They called me into the office and they're like, yeah. So, we love you. We love what you've done in the past, but your attention to detail at work has suffered ever since you spent 6 months of every year on Secret Fighting Island renting out your place. Which I don't understand. How can you rent out a place if you're living at the place on Secret Fighting Island? And I said, because I rent out the basement. It's a mother-in-law suite in the basement, and I rent it out to tourists and not so much real fighters that come, but like pretend fighters, not posers, because that's a negative. That's a negative connotation, I say, and let's not be negative in this context. Enthusiasts. Let's call it enthusiasts, amateur enthusiasts. Let's call it that. And there's plenty of business, and maybe I could work from home. And they said, well, we work at the library. Do you have a library at your house? I said, well, and are you willing to mail the books to the people who call you on the phone? Because I only have a rotary dial on Secret Fighting Island because it's really hard to get cell reception, which is one of the reasons why people really like it as a way to get like away from their 9 to 5. Is you got to go to a place with no cell reception. Otherwise, you're just on the boat and then on at the island on your phone all the time, and you miss Sub Zero's finishing move, which is called Ice Cube Tray.